Hello and welcome to let's start that again. Hello and welcome to Rony's Tuesday Fun Race in Live for Speed, the second season, and we are on the 8th round of the second season of the 2022 season of RTFR. Tonight at Fern Bay Gold Reversed with the Fox, the Formula XR, very, very popular car, and the popularity of the car is reflected in the number of qualifiers we currently have. Eoin, it's 37 at the moment.
Yeah, fantastic turnout. We have a wide variety of teams, wide variety of drivers, and the stakes are getting very, very high now.
Yeah, we have the last couple of rounds of the championship to go, and we're going to talk about that in just a second's time. The season is drawing to a close. We are 8 rounds in after this one, and with only 2 rounds to go, the next one being at South City Long Reversed in the XF GTI on December 6th. Yeah, we are at the cutting, the end where the prizes start to mean something. Of course, World Class Lines sponsor the second half of the year. They sponsored the first half as well, but they are still sponsoring the season to its conclusion at the end of 2022. And this is where the prizes are on offer for those all-important driver championship standings. Let's have a look at those said standings. Here they are. It's Gabor leading the way with 159 points, 2 points ahead of his teammate Rick Cardle. So this is an inter-team battle, remember, and there is no team's championship. So it's fair game, Owen. These two can go at it.
Yeah, that's the key. They have to put their own needs first, and with the opportunity to say I'm an RTFR Season 2 champion for 2022, it's one not to be turned away. You have to go for it.
Yeah, someone who definitely has to go for it is Unite, the other Sidus driver in the top 3. If he wants to have any chance of winning the Drivers' Championship for Season 2, he needs to go for it. He needs to try and climb up that order a little bit. So expect to see a good result from him tonight. Although, as the standings would suggest, as you'll see in a moment, it's not going as swimmingly as he'd hoped. Fatal in P4, he's got 20-point deficit to Unite. Then Thamuli, Lorenzo, Rony, Magic, Koivunen and Yoni to round out your top 10. We've got another page of results here. so we'll let them swing by. But yes, Owen, the Drivers' Championship standings are something that we've been paying a close attention to on both of these series, and it remains to see whether this will be an exciting end and an entertaining team battle in the last rounds that we've got left.
Absolutely. The variety of drivers that turn up make RT4 what it is. If they get rewarded with a point or more, it's great to see them on the list. And if they feel that they have time, they can still fit in a few more opportunities to get their name on the leaderboard before time runs out. But yeah, it is all about those side of skies and an outside shot for Fragmaster Fatal at this stage. But if he's not here, he won't be able to say, he won't have the chance to win.
Yeah, he's currently P6 in qualifying, but that's the only spoiler I'm going to give you because it's quite interesting what's happening here. And you talked about one of the last opportunities for drivers to improve on their position in the championship. But let's see what challenge awaits them before they have the opportunity to do that. Because tonight we are at Fern Bay Gold Reversed, the 3.5 kilometer, 2.2 mile configuration, 15 corners, very, very difficult. It's kind of like Aston North. This track has everything, just on a smaller scale. The straights aren't as long, the corners are tighter, less sweeping, but still presents an awesome challenge. And we're going to have 26 laps of racing across the massive curbs here at Fern Bay Gold. An awesome track with an awesome car, hence the turnout. Let's have a look at the car, just in case you are not familiar with the Fox. It is a 2-litre inline-4 mid-engine rear-wheel drive car with 190 brake horsepower. Half a ton as well, so pretty good. And it's got big wings, so you don't have to do an awful lot of braking, not too much lifting. The car just pulls itself through all of the corners here. That's enough of us talking. Let's go to the track and see the cars in action. Owen, we're going to have a fun one here tonight. It's going to be great.
You can just see those little specks of colour moving across the track there in the long distance shot. There we go. We pick out our scheduled or provisional pole sitter, Sidus Gabor. So Sidus Gabor has put in a 1 minute 13.65, I believe that is. That's enough by 0.2 of a second to occupy pole position, and there are about 2 attempts left. If you fueled up to stay out for 2 consecutive hot laps, then you can fit it in. Otherwise, you watch out in there in the background, the car wide into the grass. But if Gabor wants to go for a one and done to consolidate pole position, that is certainly a logical choice. 2 minutes 45 to go. He's got to merge on the back straight to make sure those other cars get away cleanly. Ricardo is here, P2 out of turn 9, I believe it was, turn 8 into 9 in the reverse layout. Yeah, that makes sense. We'll check out his time. He's going to be hitting sector 2 probably in a few seconds here, getting through those sweepers, and then the absolutely fearsome chicane left right. The hill is totally exposed. If you miss your your right hand turn, then you're going to be flung into the air. Very terrifying. That now down the straight he goes. It's actually no, he won't make it. It's 1 minute 15, I'm afraid, so he'll have a chance to go again though.
Yeah, not too many drivers will be doing laps on the bounce. They will want to do 1 out lap and 1 flying lap. The tyres don't like doing 2, but Ricardo looks like he might be doing a race practice, or just going for one last ditch. Yeah, he's doing a race run, so that wasn't a representative qualifying time. He's happy with P2. I wouldn't be if my teammate was leading the championship and I was behind him on the grid, but there we go. He is going to try and beat him in the race. Gabor, likewise, will not have time probably to get around to do another lap. And he's been having traffic trouble by the looks of it. So yes, we have an order, and it's probably not going to change much at the top. If it does, that'll be outstanding. Here's number for Fragmasters. He is the highest placed FM car, because unless my eyes deceive me, I don't see a Fragmasters Fatal on the board.
You're correct, Pete. He's not here. It's just number.
Yeah, and that's intriguing because obviously Fatal does have an outside shot at the Drivers' Championship win. He's only in 4th place. There's not too many cars ahead of him, and he's not here on a round that Fragmasters typically would absolutely love. Of course, they run the Fragmasters Fox Friday series with their own name on it every Friday, and well, this is an opportunity missed. So I hope he's all right, and I hope he's back next time.
Yeah, I share that sentiment. It'd be pity if he wanted to show up and just couldn't, but it gives the Sidus trio their opportunity to go head to head. Unite in 10th will be concerned with that unless he has a way to slice his way back up the order. Leandro 911 has met another car, so he's going to have to. Oh, they're not going to back out here. That's an awkward one for Leandro. But yeah, be all right, hopefully. Yeah, that's MRC Texas, actually. Ooh, bit of a tank slapper there.
Unite will be our final car. I believe that's the FW16 livery.
Yeah, it's the 1980s Honda Turbo. Yeah, definitely 86.
Yeah, fantastic. One of my favourites. And Unite will be the final car to cross the line for Sidus. Currently P10, and he hits the wall. As I was mentioning in the build-up, Unite currently P3 in the championship with it all to do, and he's not making his life easy here. P10 in a race where you'd expect him to potentially qualify quite a lot further up the grid.
Yeah, I would have hoped to see him competing for the top 5, keeping his teammates honest. If he has one last shot in him, or if he can get through the grid. No, he has unfortunately conceded that lap time with a crash.
Yeah, that's a shame. No improvement for him. So that is everybody. That is our grid. That is it written. So let's do a quick rundown of the qualifying order ahead of round number 8 of the second season of Rony's Tuesday Fun Racing 2022. It is Gabor, the championship leader, on pole position with a 1:13.66, rapid compared to anyone else. Rick Cardle, a couple of tenths behind in P2, number 2 in the championship as well. So they are as they are in the championship. Rony in P3. Higher qualifying session than we've seen from him recently. He wants to win this one by the looks of it. So there we go. He's in P3. Number for Fragmasters. Probably hoped for a bit more in P4, but still a good result for FM. Then we've got Good Drivers Rex in P5, Road Appraiser Rick 98 in P6, Antonio from Born to Race P7, and Owner, Tallenberg, and Unite round out the top 10. Then it's Abe for Born to Race, good to see him back in RTFR, Zesty for MRC, Falcon for Race Green, Luke for Road Appraiser, Regs for Furtive Racing, Born to Race is 136 miles per hour, Furtive Junior Leandro 911, Pekka Koivunen for World Class Lions, Born to Race is Loco, and Timu Soini for World Class Lions are top 20. Over on the second page, in P21, we have Nozzle for Friends United, Elias, Race Green's Rony, Defence Department, there we go, it came to me, Defence Department, Department of Defence, T-Bug in P24, MRC's Kig in Texas in 25th and 26th, Team America's Lallaroo in 27th, Nando Alonso, Born to Race Miesmet Sass in P29, and Zedafar El Motomikari round out your top 30. Yari Katilla, Nozazik, Magic, Michael, LG Mies, Hederma, and Joyner are the 37 cars that will start this race. That's a great number.
Yeah, we nearly reached the maximum capacity of 40. That's really impressive, have to admit. And a variety of names as well, newcomers into the series. It should spell a very fascinating race.
It should indeed, and that race will be coming up in a few moments' time. We're going to take a short break. Join us again in about 7 minutes when we will go lights out, and away we go at Fern Bay Gold Reversed in the FOX. Don't go anywhere. Hello and welcome back to round 8 of the second season of Rony's Tuesday Fun Race in 2022. With the FXR at Fern Bay Gold reversed, we have had qualifying and we have 37 cars on the grid. We have drivers readying up in the background for the start of the race. But before we show that, we're going to take a very, very quick look again at the qualifying standings. It will be Gabor versus Rick Cardle off the line, with Yoni Catilla and Number on row 2, Rex and Rick 98 on row 3, Antonio and Ona on row 4, Tallenberg and Unite on the 5th row, with everyone else stacking up behind. Owen, it's going to be a good one, because in this direction we have a fast chicane, which always causes spills.
Yeah, I recall a different OTFR where there was chaos at the beginning on that very chicane. It'll be a case where the higher speeds that the Formula XR is capable of, it might make things a little bit easier, or could make things doubly more tricky, but we'll see as the drivers are now lined up and ready to go racing.
Yeah, apologies for no pictures there. We did not have pictures for a moment there, but there we go. We're back.
2. And the long hold, very long hold, but they're away. That's a good bore. That's a fine start. Watch out. Yeah, it looks like the Sidus guys can line up 1 and 2. Watch out behind with Yoni Catilla and company on the chase.
Yeah, and as we predicted, we've had a spill in the background. Cars not braking and more and more collisions happening. Cars in the air.
No.
Very unusual start for RTFR. We see some drama sometimes, but that looked like an absolute mess. We've got cars still having accidents in the background, and we've got several corners into this race. So drama further back, but no such issues at the front. The first 4 are as they were, but further back it is a very different story. We've got Tallenberg in P5, Unite's up to P6. He's had a fantastic start, so that's just what he needs.
Yeah, crucial there for Unite gaining a few positions. Yeah, several cars have decided to spectate and then rejoin, so we'll have more of them. And there is a car in the grass. It's Lalaroo. Lalaroo's going to be really careful here. There's not many opportunities to get back on the track without a car in the way. So yeah, he's just decided to creepy crawly his way up to a decent merging speed, but he's got to be careful with other cars on his inside. Now through the 13-14 chicane. That's Joyner getting through.
Yeah, that was Yari. He had a really bad exit, and a few cars going into the pit lane with damage. A lot of cars damaged in the first corner incident. It always happens here, and drivers don't seem to get the message that they need to chill out. Yoni Catilla has made a move on Rick Cardle while we were watching other action. He's through up into P2. Rick drops down to P3. And Number is left looking at a gap ahead of him that he'd rather wish did not exist, because I'm pretty sure he would love to get a podium from this event. So he just needs to sit tight and maybe have a bit of patience. Draft train forming behind Unite then. This is Ayub for Born to Race with his normal red, white and blue livery, chasing him into the hills section.
Yeah, no, actually Yannick Catilla's in second. It's Ricardo dropping down into third.
What I meant to say. Thank you, Owen.
Yeah.
Lots of drama, more in the background. 2 ZFRL teammates going side by side with other cars just falling off the road in the background. Here's Friends United Nozzle. He's going to have to wait for traffic to go past before he can rejoin, so disaster for him. But yeah, the pack is already very, very spread out. The leaders are already in the first sector of the next lap. So lots and lots and lots of spills. To be fair to them, this is one of the larger grids we've had this year, so there's a lot more cars, and it's a quick car. We've had a large variety of different cars this year, but this is certainly one of the faster combos we're going to see. Rags for Furtive Racing here is leading a little bit of a pack. That's Joyner behind him. Of course, anyone who watched coverage of the 6 Hours of Aston a couple of weekends ago will know that Team America didn't all go their way, did it?
No, sadly didn't. Oh my goodness, this is Kig side by side by side. Kig's going to understeer wide. That's Texas getting by now. Then just ahead, Owner and Rayman. Bit of a chase here. Rayman sticks to his guns, but Owner just breezes by. Nicely done.
Yeah, more side-by-side action going on in the background here between Moss and McCarry now getting involved. Moss and McCarry, he's the highest placed ZFRL at the moment, trying to get in there. Yoni Katila sets the fastest lap as he tries to close up on the back of Gabor. And we've got cars off, it looks like. Yeah, Magic's off in the grass for race screen, so dropping down the order there. Must have been an issue either on the brakes or out of the chicane. But it is Gabor who leads from Yoni Katila. Then it's Rick Cardle, Number and Unite, your top 5. And Number, well, he's got a tricky situation. He's leading a train here.
Unite has actually been making gains. Now he's into the top 5 ahead of Tallenberg. The onboard camera here showing it's going to be pretty close, but Ayub and Zesty also close just behind. There they are. Unfortunately, this is a single file zone if you're keeping at an optimum speed. I think Zesty wants to plot his route here. Nothing much you can do, unfortunately. Just needs to get through the chicane, clean as you like, and then heading downhill left. Apex dipping as they turn in, but it now resumes for the home straight and the beginning of lap 5 for these drivers.
Yeah, awesome stuff. Zesty then, he's in prime position to make some gains here if he wants to. He's got a lot of slipstream, actually has to back out of that. He had too much dirty air going over his car. That's what happens when you've got 3 cars ahead of you punching a hole in the air. The car just doesn't tend to stick to the road as well as it did the turn before. And here we go, here's Number. Well, he is solidly P4 at the moment. And we have a car that has just left the race. Rayman, with a very damaged car from all the battles he's been getting into, leaves the race. And I think Yoni Katila is going to be making a move soon because he is charging up to the back of Gabor.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely right, Pete. This is so close. There's no give on that racing line there. Gabor has it maintained. Very slidey. That's a bit of a wobble there for Yoni. He's all right. He can carry on. This is a real, glimmer of light here for Yoni to see if he can take the lead. And a little tribute there to the now retired Sebastian Vettel there, Danko Seb. So, yeah, that was a very emotional moment seeing him close his F1 career. Yeah, lots of F1 inspired liveries or spin-offs of F1.
Yeah, a lot of drivers do tend to get some F1 liveries on these cars as Loco goes past the Alien car of Leandro, who's all over the shop there, as it looks like Number has had an incident. He's had an uncharacteristic incident under the bridge. He's dropping down like a stone here, and goodness me, almost collected there by Loco and Leandro that we were just watching. So Number, after being all on his own, he's dropped it, and that is a disaster, down to P13.
That'll be disappointment there, losing a prominent position on the track, so it means it's a 1-3-4 for Team Sidus. Yanni's doing everything he can to relegate the last remaining Sidus car into a less meaningful position, as here's Leandro not giving up this fight here. It's sort of loco here between these two.
Oh, absolutely. Leandro loves to have a battle, doesn't he? I mean, he's often criticised as being too eager to get past other cars, and I thought we were going to see metal upside down at some point there. Leandro, he's racy, but he needs to pick a sensible place to get past this car. Yeah,
there aren't many opportunities for this sensible opportunity, unfortunately. Possibly here, the run down to the double right-hander, and maybe the one place, but no, it seems it's covered. As we resume the leadership contest, Gabor still maintaining the necessary pace. Oh, Leandro did get him out in.
Yeah, he went for a
turn eight.
very late move into the right-hander before the bridge, and somehow made it stick. There was smoke, there was bashing into the wall, so a very characteristic Leandro overtake, but there we go. He's through for now.
Yeah, but another example of a close run fight. It's Tallenberg, Ayub, and Sesti. Team Pride might be on the line for Zest, but now battle. Yes, it is Yannick Tilla into the race lead.
Yeah, he's done it. He's got past, and well, that was that.
Yeah, courageous lunge. Gabor had put up the strongest fight he could, but unfortunately it was too much to ask to keep him behind. But now the roles reverse, so that might suit Gabor, as we still have plenty of laps to go. There's no definitive freedom here for Yanni. He's got to work very, very hard now.
Yeah, well, Yanni, you know, he had the pace in qualifying. He just didn't have the ultimate pace, and we know that Yanni can convert a great qualifying session into an even better race given the opportunity. Ona versus Michael apparently further down. Yep, side by side coming into the hill section. Ona on the inside there. Nice move.
Yeah, absolutely clean. It's what the motto is: race clean, race green. Timu Soini is here. Unfortunately, Nossel has gotten about 4 car lengths ahead. LG Mies is now second last, and his tire temperatures, if he has anything troublesome again, he'll be in the pits with overheated tires. Kig here has oh my word, how has he done that?
This is versus Michael Malik, and Michael would have had to jump on the brakes there as Kig speared across the front of him, bouncing across the curbs. He's through on that battle, but goodness me, that was yeah, he wasn't prepared for the speed he was going to take through the first chicane, but somehow he's collected it up and well, retains that place. Loco and Number side by side, whereas Joyner and Meetsmasas both spectate at the same time, so potentially an incident there. And Number still trying to hang it around the outside on Loco here, and Loco is giving him just enough room. This is very, very awkward, and well, Number managing to get through in a place where you don't normally see cars going side by side for that long, Eoin.
No, I refer to it, as I usually do, as a single file section, but Number as a specialist in the Fox for his team, as you mentioned with the Fox Fridays, he must have found that extra few percentage to get alongside where it shouldn't be possible. Unfortunately, Michael's his car's in a spot of bother, and he's just losing more and more positions.
Yeah, he went off, I think, which is why he's all the way down there now. Meanwhile, Gabor can see the red mist. He can see Yannick Tilla ahead of him and opening up the gap now, 0.68 of a second. And yeah, he needs to work harder if he wants to catch Yannick. But that's sometimes impossible. I mean, in RTFR, Yannick hasn't always had brilliant days, but today is one of his brilliant days, and so far he is doing an amazing job out front. So can he keep it up?
Yeah, we're reaching the 50% distance mark soon. LG Mies is going to be blue flagged very soon. The last remaining car in 31st position. That'll be upsetting that you'd be lapped so soon, but I suppose those mistakes have been affecting several drivers and other incidents. So yeah, watch out now. He has to commit to that apex. There we go. That's fine.
Yeah, he's let these guys through. The gap back to Rick Cardle is 2.1 seconds. Sorry. But meanwhile, Number is making waves, trying to get back into the top 10. He's got a little way to go, but the next target is right ahead of him. It's Leandro 911, and well, he's trying to find a way through. It's not that easy, but let's have a go. He's going to go for it into the turn 8, and he's done it.
Yeah, a conventional overtaking spot, and there was no doubt in his mind with the opening that was available to him on the inside, he was going to take it. And Leandro may have competition here from Rags coming up, but Number will be determined to make a break for it here in the hopes of catching 136 miles per hour. Yeah, Rags has a good exit. Leandro preferring to dive straight down the inside line and then back to the racing line for the start finish. This is encouraging for Rags. Yeah, that was close. A wobble, and now the understeer. That was turn 3. Now 4 and 5 is coming
brilliant.
up, and that's smooth overtake for the moment. Can he block the progress?
Oh, goodness!
That's nearly.
Yeah,
costly.
Leandro hates being overtaken. He absolutely hates it more than any other driver. You can see it in the way he drives. He's so aggressive on the counter attack. But that was a beautiful overtake from Rags there. Sized him up perfectly and caught him while he was napping. And now goes defensive in another Williams livery. I think I said that Unite was driving the FW16 earlier. It's not. It's the FW13. As he goes off again through the chicane. Oh, goodness me. But still, P4. It's a good result.
Yeah, I'm not great with the numbered F1 cars. I know the years quite well from looking at them, but unfortunately...
Oh my goodness.
Oh, the tyre barriers send the 2021 George Russell Williams into a huge spin in the air, pirouetting and everything. So he's out of our RTFR event. A painful incident there, losing it at the left-hand turn 13 of the chicane.
Yeah, nightmare for Rags, and just as he got past his teammate, he bottles it into the barrier. But there we go. Unfortunately, those tyres are solid. The ones closest to the apex are not solid, but those ones have a wall in between. So that's why the car jumped in the air. It's an invisible wall, unfortunately. Gabor, well, he's not letting Yoni get away now. He's cranked it back in. 0.3 of a second now the gap, as we have a fight on between Ayub and Zesty. Ayub close, but not close enough to get past just yet. But there's maybe an opportunity going to be happening soon, because that gap has gone down quite a bit since we last saw these two. So game on for Ayub. Nazik versus Owner, and there's all sorts of shenanigans happening here. That's Kig, who's just managed to come back onto the scene. Owner has cleared off up ahead in the distance, but Nozick losing a place there. Kig keen to try and get through as well. Not going to do it into the chicane. Nope, good. Not the sort of place you want to go through. But he'll be hoping for a good exit. Nozick locks up going into the final corner. That sends alarm bells to the driver behind. That's fresh meat, that is. And Pekka Koivunen is under a similar attack behind from Rick 98. But let's see Nozick and Kig. And yeah, Kig has got through. And Pekka Koivunen has stayed Rick 98's attack there.
Yeah, it's one case of a successful offensive move and another good defense. Yeah, we'll see if that carries on. But Gabor has, that's another lapped car. Could be Yari. Yeah, Yari Katila moves a lot offside, so he can let his son through on the blue flags.
Let's watch Gabor for a minute, because you have to see it to believe it around here. The drivers push absolutely to the limit every single lap, and you have to do things with this car that you don't think is possible in Formula cars. Some of the corners that you think you might have to lift at, no problem, flat out. Often downshifting to kind of get the rear out in order to gain the maximum amount of apex speed. Pekka Koivunen has rolled it apparently, and he's already left the track, so you cannot see that one unfortunately. But there we go. The ball pushing so hard, he taps the barrier, and that's not going to help him. So yeah, we lose Pekka Koivunen. We're now down to 28 drivers from the 37 that started. So quite the race of attrition so far. But it's often the case here because the curbs are large. There's a lot of grass and gravel, and it's very difficult to go side by side with the cars. And if you're not involved in an unforced error, you're probably being involved in an accident with someone else. Apparently a computer hitch, a hardware issue for Pekka.
At least he was able to tell the tale. Be devastating if his computer just shut off by itself. But just any drop of performance, and that could put your race into jeopardy. And that is the case for Pekka. Ayub, though, not relenting here. He wants a pass on Zesty. If he's going to have to wait till the last lap, so be it. And even Tallenberg ahead, also within reach. Let's look at Kig now, with Owner. His rear wing is filled with that master race car. A little bit of slipstream boost here. They're equalized on speed at the moment, but it's a little too close.
Yeah, not enough gains in the final corner to make that move stick. Nozzle's got a very interesting rear wing here, very damaged from assuming the first corner incident. Owner's had a bit of a blip, and Kig has managed to close back up to him, and again going on the track, so this should be easy pickings now. Oh my goodness me, does a good job to get it slowed down, but he's going to be an absolute he's going to be a sitting duck coming up the home straight, the back straight, and he is.
Yeah, the tyres will be too dirty for flat out driving here. I suppose he lifted just a bit. He'd be all right, but just entering that grass and gravel as as a point of frustration. I suppose it was turn 7. I was too quick into it, and it was lucky turn 8 was another right-hander, otherwise he would have been in real trouble getting back onto the racing line.
I think Gabor's had a stumble as well, because the gap to Rony's gone up 2 seconds since, I think it's been a lap and a half, maybe 2 laps. So quite a big gap. Rony is on pace though. He did just set fastest lap of the race on the previous time around, but I can't imagine it was 2 seconds faster. So something happened to Gabor. But there we go. This is a spicy battle, an inter-team battle. It's Tallenberg who's taking home Master Race Cars honour at the moment in P5, Zesty in P6 just behind, and Born to Race potentially.
Michael has a big crash. His car is badly deformed, rear suspension.
Oh my goodness,
front suspension. That's not going to go into the pits.
Well, he's advertising the Formula E Championship on the side of that. I'm not sure what that looks like, but it's not Formula E. It's not a Fox anymore, but it's not a Formula E car either, Michael. What on earth have you done to that? I think it's game over, mate. I think you need to. This
will be black flag territory, reversing on pit lane, and in the racing conditions that would not be a pleasant sight.
Maybe this is the Gen 4 prototype.
Yeah, it could be.
I'm leaving it there. Okay.
He'll get into the pits eventually.
And that's the last we're showing of Michael Malek. Good.
He's put it into reverse very successfully, but be waiting another minute to be repaired. More lap traffic. I think they've dealt with it now. There is a big gaggle of cars I see.
Kig now has got up to the back of Leandro. He's going to try and go around the outside, is he? Oh no, goodness me, you can't do that. Can you? He's got a half an end plate in there, but no, again, not enough alongside to make the move stick there. But he's going to keep the pressure on and hope that the same saga that befell Rakes happens to Leandro. Surely not into the chicane. Oh my goodness me! He had a wheel alongside going into the braking zone there, and left it as late as you like. And that's another good exit. So Kig might have an opportunity here. In fact, he will.
Yeah, the outside line will become the inside when that turn 2 opens up. Yeah, it's so quick. in the Fox. An incredible hold there for Leandro. Barely any momentum drop, but it's a 4-car battle potentially. Owner can see them. He's 17, so he's looking at Rick 98, who now has Leandro on the inside. Leandro tank slapper. He's saved it for the moment. But yeah, he's just going to drop off if he doesn't take care. He's sliding badly.
Yeah, Owner has a shout, but Kig's been done by Rick 98. A great couple of corners for Rick 98 up to P14. Well, he drafted up to the back of that battle and then just picked them off one by one, and that's that. The gap is too big for even Kig to respond, so good effort. Now the ball is in Owner's court. Can he try and get past Leandro 911?
Yeah, there's every chance Leandro could be overtaken here. There are yellow flags for a car off. It's Loco.
Loco, yeah.
Loco into that gravel and grass just before the final hairpin. So, yeah, it is a gain of places for Owner. And Leandro does have a bit of a healthier gap than it was a few moments ago.
Yeah, good stuff. But yeah, Owner has to work a bit harder than that if he wants to get through. But here's our leader, Rony Catilla, who is setting blistering lap times. Won't be blistering that lap. He had to get past the back marker there. That was magic, I believe. Now, yes, coming on to lap 21 of 26. So 6 to go here in round 8 of season 2 of Ronnie's Tuesday Fun Race 2022. Thank you for joining us on the channel. We hope you're enjoying the coverage so far. We thought this was going to be a well-contested round. It was at the beginning. We had 37 cars on the grid, but that's down 10 to 27. Lots of cars having issues with one another and on their own, which has left Rony Catilla in the lead with Sidus Gabor, our championship leader in P2, with Rick Cardle, who is P2 in the championship in P3, and Unite, who is P4 in the championship in P4. And yeah, there's not really anyone else to really threaten the Sidus trio here, other than obviously Rony. But yeah, there's quite a gap, 5 seconds almost, to Tallenberg, who has his own problems with his teammate and Eoin.
Well, that's Zesty bumping into the barrier. He's lost a bit of momentum, but the next corner might have arrived in the nick of time. Oh, Eoin, fantastic.
What a move. Well, we went on board and we couldn't even see the other car, and that's because he was already alongside and did the move on the outside. Fantastic.
Eoin had full trust in his opponent. 2 wheels on that wagon for Tallenberg. He's held it though. So Eoin must be brimming with delight there, pulling off that move. The one opening he had, he's taken it. And he puts in a pretty solid lap time as well, near enough to his PB in this event. So Tallenberg, after having his teammate piling on the pressure, it's now different opponent and different team to deal with now. See if he can sustain that challenge.
Absolutely. Further back, Leandro is getting a lot of screen time today. Leandro 911. So hats off if you're a furtive junior team. You're getting a lot of screen time. Oh goodness me! Owner just managing to get through, but Leandro's got it all crossed up coming out of the first chicane, and I think Loco is going to take the position back.
Watch out! Oh no!
No, he's not. He's going to get a side full of Leandro. So, well, I mean, what can you do? I don't really know if there's much Leandro could have done there.
Rear left suspension failure, or near enough for Leandro.
Yeah, it has begun. Suspension does become a big issue here, and yeah, I don't think he might not have realised what that was going to do to his handling.
It's not a case where he could have saved it. I think it was out of his control.
The suspension can become an issue in this car over longer races, but sometimes you don't need a longer race to stress the suspension. So that is what's happened there. Potentially too aggressive over the curbs and with other cars. You heard it here first. There we go. Nozzle is in a battle with Yari. This is for 22nd place in the race. Oh, and there's been an enormous crash.
Oh.
With Yari sent off. Oh, and actually I think Nozzle's waiting. I think Nozzle realised that was a bit rude. and is going to let Yari back through. Sorry, that was a battle for 23rd. It's now become a battle for. Well, no, it's now become a battle for.
Rick,
Oh,
98 arrives. Yari's in trouble.
Jeez,
Backwards again. It's not a case of a full-on suspension failure. It's still relatively drivable. It could be just the. It could be Yari's downforce is giving up on him, but Zesty has gotten really close now to Ayoub. They're gonna carry on through the chicane. Bit of aggression on the curbs. Zesty, I think, had the worst of it. Unfortunately, he's lost the most amount of time. Tallenberg is he's all right with the remaining 3 laps on the 3 laps to go. Actually,
yeah, not long to go. 2.5-ish laps to go. But this group, they have had they've been together most of the race actually. Ayoub would sorely love to get 5th place if he can. But Tallenberg has been a worthy adversary this race, to be honest. A bit wide of the apex there, so potentially starting to struggle. That will be a good sight for Ayoub as they come onto the back straight. He's close, but is he close enough? I think he's close enough for a move here if he wants to do it. Can he go around the outside? Nope, he's been given the inside. Tallenberg not with a strong enough defence. Oh, goodness me, that was so close. And that's a fantastic move from Ayoub there. Nailed it.
Yeah, he's proven he can do it one way and the other through the incredibly fast turn 9. And he is now best of the rest, holding on to 5th after a very strong qualifying session. Tallenberg had a touch of the grass. He's able to pull away on the start-finish straight as he planned to. Yeah, Ayoub has emerged as a very formidable contender in this race.
He has, and I'm pleased to see it. I mean, and we're supposed to be unbiased, but it's good to see Ayoub back, to be honest, and able to challenge for these top places. And full credit to the MRC guys as well, obviously. Nice racing, nice clean racing, and that's probably going to give them a very nice result for both Tallenberg and Zesty. But the nicer result is going to go the way of Yoni Katilla at this rate. One lap to go after this one, and a 5-second gap back to the Sidus trio. We've got a car off, it sounds like. That looks like... who is that? Who's just off on the left before the final corner. Trying to work out who that is. Michael Malik. So he's rejoined the race, and it's gone wrong again. He's managed to rejoin, but not the afternoon he hoped for, down in last place.
It'll have to be put it in the back of your mind and try again next time for Michael. I just saw the race leader having a close shave with a lapped car, and unfortunately Gabor is having it even worse here. This is very, very concerning.
Yeah,
Martin McCarry just not getting out of the way.
Martin McCarry, yeah. Martin McCarry is not too eager to move out the way. Very late jink there. I think Gabor was like, I'm coming through, move. So yeah, a little bit unusual. Don't often see problems with lapping in RTFR, but alas, that's cost him 0.7 of a second at least. That little kerfuffle.
I saw a flash of Rick Hardle. He would have gained time because of that hold up. Yeah, it's confirmed as such. About 1 second. So Martin McCarry. Yeah, as we now change over to Yanni Katilla, and he has taken the victory here. Fantastic race at Fern Gold reverse. Had to quickly switch over there, but well played. Gabor does hold on to 2nd place, Rick 3rd place, and then Unite should be 4th. And yeah, that will be a bit of bump and running. Well done to Yanni. Took the lead and never gave it back.
Indeed, and as we have other drivers finishing, nothing can be taken away from Yoni. He had to work for it. This is one of the rare cases in RTFR this year, and I think you'll agree that a driver that qualified slightly further down managed to get back and snatch victory away from Team Sidus. We don't often see that, but yeah, Yoni's managed it today. He qualified in P3. It wasn't straightforward. He had to work for it. He had to catch Gabor and Rickardle up and get past. And well, he's done it, and that is a world-class Lions win.
Yes, it's important to see. Sidus set the benchmark over and over again, but when it's someone else's day and they put in that level of performance, then there's nothing even they can do about it. So it's just cruise around the track for celebrations here for Yoni. Not sure if there's a podium for him to take his bow on, but yeah, I can't recall any problems with his race from the minute it began. He did so well.
Yeah, Yoni Catilla needs to go and find the podium area. It's just after the final chicane. While he does that, let's run down the full final classification for this race. It was Yoni Catilla who won in 32 minutes and 28 seconds, ahead of the Sidus trio of Gabor, Rickardle, and Unite there. And yeah, it was Abe who managed to survive a race, which doesn't often happen. His internet normally lets him down, but he's managed it in P5 for him. Then it's Tallenberg and Zesty, a very good result for Master Race Car there for both of those guys. Then it's Luke, Falcon, and Number finishing our top 10. Number recovering there to P10, so a couple of position gains we missed towards the end of the race. Betoirs 136 miles per hour finishes P11. Then Pablo, Rick98, Owner, Kig, Loco, Rony, Marty McCarry, Timu Soini, and Leandro 911. Your top 20.
Taking a look at 21st downwards, several cars got lapped, but we carry on, of course. Elias, Nossel, Maciek, Yargtila, LG Meese, and Michael were classified by our timing, and they will be obviously granted points. The DNFs were the following: Texas, Nasa Sik, Pekka Koivunen, Rags, Nando Alonso, Mespasitas, Joyner, Lalaru, Rex, Rayman, and T-Bug.
Yeah, a lot of DNFs, but we always get that here. It's a brutal track, and you have to be pinpoint accurate to not make any mistakes big enough to damage your car, let alone yeah. So Yoni Catilla with the fastest lap, a 1:14.06, means that he was pretty much doing qualifying pace of quite a lot of other cars out there towards the end of the race. So very, very impressive, and he can add another Rony's Tuesday Fun Race win to his collection. There he is on the podium in the background. And yeah, what a fantastic race we had. It was close at the front, one of the closest finishes actually we've had in a while, and it was nice to see a different winner as well for the first time in a few races.
Yeah, it's a real treat to have Yoni Catilla at his best for us to watch. Obviously the drivers not so fun if they're being outclassed, but it goes to show what quality of racing we do have.
Does indeed. We have had plenty of fantastic races on show recently, and hopefully we can continue that on to the rest of the wrapping up the season as it currently stands, and on to the future. And speaking of the future, the next broadcast that will be coming your way on our channel will be the Scottish Motor Racing Club's Winter Cup in iRacing. Actually, we're broadcasting that next Wednesday, the 30th of November, on our channel. So if you like some iRacing, we are going to be broadcasting the 3-round iRacing Championship organised by the Scottish Motor Racing Club over on iRacing. We're very pleased to be involved in that championship again. It's always a good time. We have a professional commentator, Duncan Vincent, actually, who will be leading the commentary on that, alongside Andy Alston, who is another very talented commentator, now doing trackside commentary at the track for the at Knockhill for the Scottish Motor Racing Club events in real life. So a star-studded commentary box, and we're going to be there trying to hang on in the background with putting on a show and the pictures in iRacing. So that'll be fun. That kicks off next Wednesday at 8 o'clock UTC. But that's all, folks, for tonight's RTFR action. Please join us again next time in 2 weeks' time for the next round, which is going to be with the XFG at South City Long Reversed on December 6th. So we hope to see you there. It's going to be another good one, we hope, and that will be the penultimate round of the championship and the penultimate round that we will be covering this year, Owen.
Gosh, yeah, it's really flown by. Yeah, but it's been a real year of highlights, and hopefully we build on it again next year.
Yeah, I wanted to mention that actually. I think the last round of the championship might be with a mod, because if you look at the kind of split of mods versus real cars on that list, we end up with maybe having mods bookending the series. We had the LFSRM at the beginning, the Fate Topo Cup was a good one, and then the T30 for Sport 2 weeks ago, which we really enjoyed here. That was a great one as well. So we think that round 10 may be a mod race to wrap up the season, which always throws a little bit of intrigue, doesn't it? But yeah, the next one is XFG SO4R, and we will see you in 2 weeks' time for that. So thank you very much for watching. You've been watching Sim Broadcast on Twitch and YouTube. If you would like to, please subscribe to either our YouTube channel or Twitch, and like the video. We appreciate your support. Owen, thanks very much, as always, for joining me in the country box. Chris in the background for directing us, and all of you for watching, and of course our racers, and Rony, and World Class Lions, and all the people we have to thank. It wouldn't be possible without everybody. So have a good one, and we'll see you next time. Good night.
So long.